Image-based emails go straight to spam. This is one of the absolute biggest misconceptions in email marketing. It's a question that I get asked about every single day, it seems like. My name is Zach Schaefer. Last year, I helped my clients do over $20 million from email marketing. And we did this by sending all image-based emails like the ones that you see below here. So in this video, I'm going to share with you why these image-based emails are not going to go straight to spam and the exact steps that you need to take in order to make sure that yours actually end up in the primary inbox. So the first and most important thing to note is at the end of the day, if these pretty image-based emails actually did go straight to spam, you wouldn't see all these massive brands like Gymshark, Dollar Shave Club, Kylie Cosmetics, Skims, Glossier, Gymshark, Movements, Dr. Squatch, Ridge, Casper, Stanley, Hydro Flask, and thousands more sending all image-based emails. The fact is that these brands generate millions and millions and millions of dollars per month, and there is a way to send these all image-based emails and absolutely crush it. The problem is when a specific person tries to send these image-based emails and they have the complete wrong strategy in place and they don't do the things that I'm about to share with you in this video, and their image-based emails land in spam, and then they go online and they make this generalization that every single person's image-based emails are going to go straight to spam. So to make sure this is not happening to you, these are the 7 steps that you need to follow. So number 1 here, optimize the file size of your image-based emails. So the first step is making sure that you properly compress each image slice. So what we need to do first is slice up your design. So if you're in Figma here, what you do is you hit S on your keyboard and you basically make a bunch of different slices and you slice your nice long email design into shorter sections. And then you export each slice individually. So as you can see here, this is the process of doing just that. And then you take these image slices and you go and use a file compressor like imagecompressor.com, and you want to reduce the file size and still make them look good, but you want to shrink that overall file size so they load quick and you get great deliverability. So you upload your slices to this tool, compress them, and then you upload them into Klaviyo. But what we don't want to do here is upload the entire email design into Klaviyo. So instead, as I said, you need multiple image slices. I usually shoot for a max of 800 pixels in height, 600 pixels in width. So as you can see here, this is what it looks like in Klaviyo. We have slice, 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 slice. And then once you have these slices uploaded to Klaviyo, you'll add your alt text and you'll add your clickable links. So this alt text is basically a short image description, and that helps email providers actually understand what is in this image. So you need to be including this for accessibility in all your emails. It gets great deliverability as well. You also need to be adding links to every single image slice. Do not have a link in there. Even if there's no CTA button, you still need to add a link. Also, you want to be making sure that your emails are optimized for dark mode. So you want to make sure it looks good in both light and dark mode. A lot of people are using dark mode nowadays. So the easiest way to do this is by simply sending the emails to yourself and testing it out in both light and dark mode before sending it out to thousands of people in your list. If you want more details, I made a whole entire video about how to optimize your emails for dark mode. So just search up my name, Zach Schaefer plus dark mode on YouTube, and check out that video that I posted a while back. So step 2 here, sending to the right people. So once your emails are optimized, you have this beautiful email, you've done the slicing, you need to make sure you're actually sending this email to the right people. So you need to have a 10 out of 10 segmentation strategy if you are going to use image-based emails. This is a massive mistake that I see so many brands out there. They're just blasting every single email to their entire list. It kills deliverability. They get low open rates, low click rates, and emails end up getting sent straight to spam. So instead, what you need to do is only send to specific segments. So most of the time, you're only sending to engaged segments. So there's several different ways. There's millions and millions of possibilities really on how you can segment your list. You can go on location, purchase history, and a whole bunch of different factors. But for the sake of this video, we're just going to be talking about how to send to people who actually engage with your emails. So the way you do this, the way that you implement engagement-based segmentation is you want to look and only send to people who have opened or clicked within the last X number of days. So you want to create a segment that's like a 180-day engaged. So that's people who have opened or clicked within the last 180 days. You want to create a 90-day engaged segment. So that's people who have opened and clicked in the last 90 days. And you want to do this for 30, 60, 90, 120, 180, 365. You want to create all those different engagement segments. So this is how you set it up within Klaviyo. And this is actually what you need to do within your segmentation. When you actually send these engaged segments, you're aiming for at least 35% within your open rates. So if you're not getting this, if you're getting lower than 35%, what you do is you narrow your segment. So say if you're sending to 180-day engaged and you're only getting 20% open rates, what you do is you send to a smaller group of people, like your 60-day engaged, and that's going to bring up your open rates and it's going to bring up your click rates because you're sending to people who are more likely to engage with your emails. All this being said, you need to be sending consistently. 2 to 7 emails per week is usually where my clients end up. And you're only sending to these highly engaged audiences. Yes, you can have a couple win back emails within your monthly campaign calendar, but for the most part, you're sending 80, 90% of your emails to these engaged audiences only, not your entire list. So step 3 here, you want to keep your emails as lightweight as possible. You don't want to be sending emails with these massive file sizes. This increases the load time for emails, makes your entire experience worse for the user, and it makes you end up in the spam folder. So we already discussed the importance of compressing your images and how to do that, but there's a few other things that you absolutely should stay away from. So I would say the biggest thing that I see is things like nav bars, all these different font sizes, highlighted text, bold, live HTML buttons that are basically optimized to change the size based on the device, heavy table-based layouts, and other kind of HTML junk that's going to basically massively increase the file size of your email. The good thing is images actually don't contribute to the file size of your email. If you have images that aren't compressed, it's going to still make them load slowly, but it's not going to actually increase the actual file size of your email if you have images in there. So some of the best practices to keep your emails lightweight and hitting the primary inbox is number 1, using mostly images. As I said, images don't make an email heavier or lighter. They're actually hosted in a separate location. Not going to get into the technical details there. But what we also do is we still like to send a lot of plain text emails for maybe 10 to 25% of every single campaign that you send out. Usually it's going to be a plain text email in there. Just include those just for deliverability purposes. They get great deliverability. And then also include live text within your footers. We like to do this just so there is a little bit of live HTML text, only in the footer though. We don't really like to do that much within the body, just so that they look good in dark mode. Step 4 here is properly setting up your email infrastructure. This is just deliverability 101. So things like DNS, DKIM, SPF, DMARC, MX records, you want to make sure those are all properly set up. Don't have enough time in this video to go through every single little detail on those. Basically, you need to make sure those are properly set up to prevent spam issues and to improve your inbox placement. So if you're unsure whether you have your MX records set up, you can use a tool like mxtoolbox.com to confirm this. There's a lot of other tools like this that can confirm whether you have these things set up or not. And so if you want to, you can go to zhs-ecom.com. That's our website for expert guidance, or just use your brain, use ChatGPT, search online, make sure you can set this up properly. You just have to do it once and you'll have great deliverability for years and years. That really should make sure you're good on that end. Step 5 here, you want people to actually respond to your emails. This is a very, very uncommon strategy, but it works really, really well for our clients. Email replies are absolute gold for improving deliverability and letting inbox providers like Gmail and Yahoo and Outlook know that your audience actually wants to keep hearing from you. So 2 ways to get people to respond is just number 1, make your emails engaging. So stop sending these boring, salesy based emails or only reaching out to your list when you have something to sell them. At least 70% of your emails should really be geared towards educating and providing value to your audience. So what does that actually look like? Let's say you have a beverage brand or a food brand. That could be sending recipes. I have a really great client that they send cocktail recipes out, and it's not even like selling the products. It's just saying, hey, here's how you can take our product and you can make this really cool cocktail, and here's a recipe. Or let's say if you're a fashion brand, a really, really great strategy is just having a lookbook. Yes, it's going to include your products within that lookbook, but it's not really like just this super heavy sales-based email. These types of emails actually improve engagement and increase the chances that people actually respond and reply to your sales-based emails. And at the end of the day, just asking them to actually reply and then just using that as basically a customer support inbox, having someone go in there and actually reply to your emails. Super obvious, but people just don't end up doing this. So just asking your audience questions like, hey, what did you like about your purchase? What was your biggest takeaway from this email? What did you think about this recipe? Sending people quizzes, sending people to opt-in surveys and things like that, and telling them, hey, our team personally reads and responds to every single email. So make sure that's actually legit and that you can respond to the occasional email, but that'll let people know that, hey, I'm here for you. I value your feedback. Our team is actually going to respond. If you have any questions, you can make a lot of sales from this too. Basically, you're just increasing engagement. You'd honestly be shocked by how many subscribers will actually start a conversation and actually reply to your email. Because a lot of people forget that these image-based emails, you're sending an email, you can get a response to these emails if you ask for it. Step 6 here is keeping a consistent sending schedule. So I see so many brands out there that they just send emails when there's a promotion. We don't want to do that. Instead, what we want to do is have a repeatable email cadence that you can stick to for your brand. So let's say you send 3 emails every single week. You can make Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays the days that your emails go out. This will consistently train the inbox algorithms and show that you're a trusted sender, and people eventually will look forward to this, and that'll increase open rates, it'll increase click rates, things like that. And there's a really cool brand that we actually worked with a little bit, and they would send basically an email every single Sunday, and it got like absolutely great engagement just because everyone knew Sundays is when this particular type of email was going out. What we don't want to do is just send like 12 emails in 6 days and then disappear for weeks whenever you have a big promotion. So we want to keep consistent and keep that email cadence going. And then you can ramp up a little bit when you have a big promotion, but we don't want to just be completely sporadic. Step 7, only send to opted in subscribers, especially if you're facing deliverability concerns. You don't want to send to people who have not opted into email marketing. You can technically send to people who haven't opted into email marketing. Maybe we got their information through some kind of gray hat. Like, you can get people's information and their data where they haven't really opted in, but for the most part, we don't like to send to these people. We instead like to filter for people who can receive email marketing because that person is subscribed. So that's what we like to do here. We want to make sure that only people who are actually interested in your emails get them, which increases engagement and decreases the chances that you end up in spam. So at the end of the day, that is what we do to send all image-based emails without going to spam. It helps our clients generate millions and millions of dollars per month. As you can see here, our clients, they generate millions of dollars, they get 60% open rates, and they do that all with image-based emails. So if you're running the marketing for a D2C e-commerce brand and you want help increasing your monthly revenue, simply go to our website, go to zhs-ecom.com, first link in the video description. Talk to us, apply to work with us. I'll have a chat with you. We can go through your email marketing strategy, see what you can do to really just max out your email revenue. So that being said, have an awesome rest of your day.